watching Jiggy Jag, Jiggy Jag, Jiggy Jag, Jiggy Jag, Jiggy Jag. You're watching Jiggy 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 Jag, Jiggy 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 Jag, Jiggy Jiggy Jag.
No matter how good I am, if you don't hear me, I suck. So if I can just get your attention for 5 minutes, if I bomb in 5 minutes, you can go back to your conversation. You can tell me, fuck you, boomer. You can tell me to get the fuck off the stage. Just give me 5 minutes. Do we have a deal? Deal! That's what we're talking about. You know, Cody invited me to be here. And, you know, I actually enjoy Kansas. I enjoy Kansas. Now, when I first came, there was some strange shit that I had to get through. I drove out to Reyes, Kansas. Have you ever been there? Anybody been out to Reyes? Right. There is a huge billboard in the middle of a cow pasture. A huge billboard that says, if you died today, where would you spend eternity? When I first saw it, I was like, shit, Kansas. But that's where the sign was. Now, I got nothing against Kansas, all right? A lot of people say Kansas is ugly. No, Kansas is dowdy. It's dowdy, but Kansas, you are a smart state, because you got the best wingman in the business. People say Kansas, you're ugly. You're like, oh, no, wait. Have you met my friend, Oklahoma?
We are back live, Jiggy Jag TV. I am at Salt City Brewery in the great Salt City of Hutchinson, Kansas. And I have got the headliner for tonight's comedy show, Mr. Rod Reyes, with me. Rod, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So, tell me a little bit about how you got started doing this comedy thing.
Well, my brother was actually a very, very famous and successful comic. My brother was named Rick Aviles, and he had an HBO special.
Wow.
And he was one of the stars of the movie Ghost, as well as several other movies. So he had a very, very successful career, and I wrote for him. And Rick passed away, and at one point I realized that he was going to pass away, and I knew that if I wanted to continue, I was going to have to perform myself. And I never really wanted to, but that's just the way it shook out.
So what was it like the first time you got on stage?
Your worst nightmare realized. I mean, I don't do jokes, and if you see my act, you'll understand that I do routines. And at that time, I had one routine, and I got up on stage, and my brother had this brilliant idea that I go up in character. So I went up dressed as a chef, and
you went all out, baby.
Well, the routine was based on real experience, and I had created this character. You heard of Edward Scissorhands. I was Edward Kitchen Utensil Hands. And it was like a little sight gag, and I didn't understand that maybe sight gags are like really limited, you know. So I went up there and I had one routine, and I forgot half of it, and I didn't have the experience or the wherewithal to know that I could gong myself. I could have just said, that's it, folks, and left. So I'm standing there twisting the mic stand, and I saw somebody run out to get the MC, and they told, oh, Jesus, this kid's bombing, you gotta come and rescue him. Once, when I was much younger, I went water skiing, and my first time up, I actually got up on the skis, and I fell over, and I wouldn't let go of the rope. I got dragged. So that was like a very similar experience. You know, I just allowed myself to get dragged, because I didn't realize, hey, you know what? You can let go of this rope anytime.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. You're Jiggy.
Jiggy Jaguar.
You know what? I was
Oh no.
I was supposed to talk to you years ago.
Probably.
There was a guy that used to book shows here ages ago in another venue.
It probably was either the Raz, the Double Barrel. It's now a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, is it? Is it? Yeah, I got booked to do it, and then the show got canceled out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy had a couple of successful shows for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, well,
That's just kind of that's kind of the history of the comedy in Hudson.
So, but I mean, they were. Listen, it was money to be made out there, and actually he had it booked so that there were two shows, like you could do one night someplace and then another show the next night somewhere else.
And it would be actually a system to where you could have like a routing system.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever caught on to that. Whether it's wrestling, comedy, MMA, no one's ever caught on to that.
Well, listen, we're glad that Hutch is still ready to laugh, and hopefully we can deliver some jokes and have a good time. I'm glad that our venue is still providing a stage.
So since you've been doing comedy a heck of a long time, I can ask you this question. You'll be able to give me a thoughtful answer. Is it the comedian's responsibility to get the room laughing, or is there such a thing as just bad crowds?
It's almost never a bad crowd. There are situations that can contribute to a bad atmosphere. But I've been around, like you said, long enough to see comic after comic after comic bomb, and then one guy gets up and just ignites the place.
Just kills them.
So, talking about my brother, who is a big influence of mine. People still talk in New York, where and we had just come back from a show, and I think he had a not a great experience, and he says, I got to wash the taste of that show out of my mouth. So he pulls into this club, which he used to frequent, the New York Comedy Club. He goes there. Of course, he gets put on right away, and the crowd is dead, just dead. And Rick goes up, and he blows the roof off the place. And all the comics, of course, he had such gravitas and such respect for him that everybody wanted to go see him, and he just blew the place up. So there's always somebody that can get to the crowd. It's up to the comic to take the temperature of the room and figure out what it is these people are going to laugh at.
That's awesome, because I have talked to many a comic, and they have had the opposite reaction, and there's only 5 or 6 comics that give me the answer you gave me, and it's based upon, I think, because you've been in the business long enough and you've been around the stuff to know it's my job to get this shit going.
Right. Well, listen, there are factors that contribute to a crowd fatiguing. Shows sometimes go too long.
Yes.
And it's not that everybody's laughed out. It's just that people are sitting, and unlike music, comics got to be heard and listened to. So you got to concentrate. You at the very least got to focus on them. I don't care how funny you are. If you don't hear the joke, you're not going to laugh. So you got to be paying attention. People get antsy, let's look at the time. Time to go. The crowd starts thinning out. So sometimes the headliner has the hardest job because he goes up last by, depending on if the show is extended, by the time he goes up, the crowd can be pretty fatigued.
Well, before we let you go, how do we get in touch with you online, social media, all the stuff?
Oh, I'm on everything. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. Everything's under Rod Reyes. It's pretty simple. I'm not TikTok famous, but I'm TikTok mildly noteworthy because I got like
That is all.
I got 13,000 followers, and I was blowing it up. And then I did something, and like the algorithm just decided, this guy's got to go, and they just stopped it. I'm pretty sure I got more followers than that, but I can't figure out how to activate. But I think I should have at least at this point 15,000 followers. Yeah. So
Well, good to see you, my friend. And thanks for watching Jiggy Jag TV.
And 69 once. And the reason why is when you're 69, you are going to get the innuendo. Everybody is going to tell you, hey, 69, and I know for a fact that if a woman expects any of that action out of me, her only hope is that I fall asleep facing in the right direction and I